Assalamu alaikum. Today I am here with another board game review, and today I'll be telling you that why you should play Fast and Furious Highway Heist. This is a game from Funko Games and who have been very successful with most of the time very successful with converting licensed games into successful board games, especially for the mass market, and this game is no different. It comes with super flashy components, beautiful cars which people get to play around, which is what you expect in a Fast and Furious themed game, but it has a good co-op game built into it, which is a puzzle game in most aspects rather than a driving game. The game comes with 3 scenarios. You're going to pick any one of those scenarios to play with. Once you have selected a scenario, it will give you a mission. So it's more themed around the modern Fast and Furious games that you are not racing. You are actually doing missions and you have to complete those missions, and those can be really acrobatic and thrillful missions that you are going to do. The mission that I am selecting right now or showing you on the board is the second one, which is the tank assault mission, not heist, tank assault mission, in which we have to take down the tank. The 3 missions are taken from the different very memorable scenes from the different movies of Fast and Furious. So this one is regarding tank assault, and the mission is simple, that you have to destroy the tank. But how do you destroy it? The tank itself is invulnerable, you cannot damage it, otherwise the cars can ram into each other to give destruction or damage to each other. But when it comes to tank, you cannot damage it. So the only way to damage it is that your car, which are represented by, right now I'm playing with the red and the blue car, which these drivers are controlling. So the red car is with Brian O'Connor and blue car is with Dominic Toretto, and these cars and drivers are replaceable. You can put any driver in any kind of car, and each combination of driver and car is going to give some attributes. Now these cars are, you are able to take different kind of actions on your turn. You're going to move, you're going to move left or right, forward, and sometimes even hit the other cars. If you hit a car, then it's going to flip, showing that it has taken damage, and if it flips, now it's wrecked. And if the tank passes over a wrecked car, then it takes damage. So that's the only way the tank is going to take damage. Your objective is going to be that you are going to wreck the SUVs that are protecting it in front of it so that they take damage. Now the boat is a static board. The concept is that the road is moving, so even though the cars remain static on the board, so for example, if a car is here, it doesn't mean that it is remaining static. It just means that the car is going at a steady speed and the road keeps on moving, and if you accelerate, only then you move ahead. But if there is a wrecked car, let's say here, then turn after turn it will slowly move back, because now it's no longer going at a steady pace. So it will come and hit the tank at some point if the tank is in the same place, but the tank will be moving as well, trying to protect it using its own enemy movement. So each mission is going to present these different kind of challenges, and you have to figure out, especially cooperate with each other, because different players are going to have different kind of capabilities. Another kind of thing that you're going to do very consistently in this game are different kind of stunts. Those stunts are represented by these big giant cards, because doing the standard kind of mission or wrecking these cars or whatever is the mission objective isn't going to be very easy. So the game makes it easy by pulling off some fabulous stunts. But to pull off that fabulous stunt, you need to have a certain kind of specific pattern made on the road, that the SUV or your other partner needs to be in a specific place and your car needs to pull at the right time in the other location, and if you are able to pull, then you can pull off that stunt. It will give a lot of objective boost, that is damage in this case, to that stunt, but also you're going to get some nitro, and these are the nitro tokens. These nitro tokens are important for re-rolling the dice rolls. So for checking the success of any of these actions that you are doing, you're going to roll a number of dice based on the skill level that you have. Skill level, again, is a combination based upon what your driver attributes are plus what your car attributes are. A combination of those. That's why the driver and the car combination is important, and you could try different kind of combinations and then see which combination works best for that specific type of mission. And if you want to re-roll, you can waste nitro and re-roll those dice. So that's the mitigation part of the things. And in this way, you will be doing your standard actions, your stunts, and then pulling off these difficult missions before they give you a lot of damage. How do they give the damage? After each of player's turn, there is going to be an enemy turn for which an enemy dice will be rolled. When you roll an enemy dice, it's going to indicate either the enemy is going to move. For example, in this case, I rolled the enemy main villain symbol, which is represented by a skull, and moving north, which means it's going to move towards one space towards north. So even though I might have been planning for a stunt, but immediately the enemy moved to the north and avoided my planned attack, and I have to replan it. Sometimes it will indicate a new SUV is going to, the SUVs are going to smash into me. So rather than me smashing into them, they are the ones now attacking my car. If I was in the surrounding of these vehicles, they will smash into me and they are going to give damage. Again, I will have to roll a dice based on how much defense value I have. If I'm able to succeed, then fine, I defend it. Otherwise, I'm going to take damage. The other things that can happen is, for example, the enemy is going to attack, and then there are these different cards that are going to be revealed, which are going to give enemies additional attack options. These cards have some above minor actions which happen immediately once the car is revealed. You're going to put up in a slot, and whatever is written on the top. So for example, it might spawn more enemies, that some new SUVs have spawned right behind me or around the tank to protect it, or have come from the front. Different things can happen. It will be written on the top, but also I have to be careful because there is also a red part on each of these cards, which is going to tell me a worse thing that's going to happen in the near future, and I need to be aware of this so that if I somehow can prevent it, I might be able to plan and move away from these respective cars or go into a more suitable location so that it does not impact me. Because slowly as these cards come on, there are 3 spots here. As these cards get revealed, slowly they will keep shifting, and once any card reaches this 3rd spot, it says activate in red, and the activate will activate the red portion of this card. And so for example, in this case, each wreck is going to be removed from the board. So the wreck just kind of vaporized, it got destroyed so much that it's no longer. So even though I had a wreck really prepared for the tank, but it no longer is available on the board to damage the tank. So bad things can happen in this way as well. That's the enemy deck, and these are all, again, either the stunts and the enemy deck are customized for each and every mission. So what you will be, again, to give you a summary, the default actions that you will be doing is drive. You don't need to roll a dice, you can just you can do 2 actions on your turn. You can leap. This is one of the actions that I have not told. What you can do by leaping is, again, doing one of those fast and furious kind of things. You can leap out of your car on top of your car, or if you are already on top of a car, you can leap from your car onto an enemy car, or even on top of the main enemy vehicle. And these pegs with a man symbol on it represents that now you are on foot. But once a vehicle is left unattended and does not have a driver, slowly they will start slowing down, which means at the end of each turn they will keep moving back, and if anything goes outside the road, then they will get destroyed. So you might want to jump back at some point back to your car and then speed up, or maybe you ask one of your friends again it's a co-op game, to actually help you move the car, because you can take over someone else's car and again switch the cars. You can even take over an enemy SUV as well. So for example, this car has gone too far. That doesn't mean now you are only on foot and cannot do anything. The other SUVs are not as powerful or have any superior abilities as your supercars or sports or import racers or exotic supercars. But what you can do is, once you are on top of an enemy car, you can go and take over the driving of that car and go inside this. Again, you will be doing dice rolls based upon your attributes and taking over that car. Whenever that happens, you will be flipping this over and it's going to say hijacked SUV. And now this represents, the game comes with these kind of, you can consider them as neon lights to represent, once you go in, that now even though this is an SUV, but it has a blue underneath surface, which means now I am the one driving this car. So this is in player control now. And in this way, these neon chits are available as well. That's one of the things, the hijacking. Then you can brawl with enemies as well. So if you are on the top of a vehicle, enemies can come on the top of vehicles as well. And now both of you, these enemies are going to shoot at you, attack you, punch you, take over your car and try to do similar kind of things as well. So you can punch them off and, well, get rid of them. So that's brawling, and again, based upon your controls, you have brawling abilities as well. And in this way, there are different things, and if you have no really good move, one of the thing is you preserve energy and take a boost nitro token and keep it with you for any future purposes as well. So that's the base of the game. I have explained the base actions as well as stunt actions, if you are able to do those, and those can be really good, super powerful actions, doing leapfrog, grappling hook. You are making a grappling hook across multiple cars between the players, and then the SUV flips over the grappling hook and then rams into the tank. So if you get into the theme of the game, then it's a very thematic game. You can have chain reactions of one car bumping into the other, bumping into the third, and pull off those kind of stunts as well. And there are a whole bunch of these different stunts that you are going to pull off. So theme wise, this is a superb game. And how you pull off these heists, how you pull off these missions with your friends is going to be a tactical brain burner puzzle, even though it's very adrenaline filled. But it is a puzzle in its sense that you will be thinking, oh, I'm here right now and I need to wreck this, but this player is here. But if we can somehow, if I will go here and jump to this one, would you be able to come here and then we can pull off this one? And you will be planning those things, and maybe the enemy will do something unexpected and you will be able to see, no, because on the next run he's going to move, at least we know something, some information is known, he's going to do this, so we have to be prepared and let's move like this, so that next time when he's here, then we pull that off. So you will have partial imperfect information with which you will be working and puzzling this thing out. So even though it's supposed to be a fast-paced game, but there will be puzzle elements that you will be solving, and it's mostly positional puzzle that you will be solving in this one. But in my opinion, it's really fascinating because of the theme that the game has given, and the theme really brings out the fun in this one. So that's the overview of the game. The other two missions that come out in this game are the helicopter one and the semi heist. Again, they come with their own stunt cards, their own set of enemy cards, their own even miniatures. So for example, for semi heist, you will be having a semi heist like this, where you have to first shoot or come aboard this semi and then open its backside, so that then you can start throwing out VCRs out again, or DVD players, whatever it was in the first movie. You will be start throwing those DVD players, who needs them, out and throw to one of the cars that's behind. So two players have to cooperate, one on top opening this latch and the other one is going to stand in the front and start receiving these and catching these DVD players, and then they have to run off from the exit. If they are unable to do that, then they fail. Then there is of course the helicopter one, which comes with this kind of standing helicopter which is chasing, and you have to hack it off, and it comes with an enemy vehicle as well, which is the purple one. So they come with their own miniatures. They are very plasticky toys, but still most of them have a slight heft. They are not as poor quality as you might expect in a Chinese toy, but really they are and of course not as good quality as Simon miniatures, but this is much better than what I expected at the price point they are giving. So these are the three main missions that are available in this one. Again, each one is going to come with their own dashboard as well, which is going to tell you the special rules, how to set up, and what is going to be the win condition for the game. And you will be using that dashboard, those enemies, so it adds those variety. Once you have played with those, you don't have to be justified with that, just have those, but because there are more type of player characters. There is Tej Parker, Hans Yule, Letty, and Roman Pierce. All these characters are available, as well as different other cars available that you can mix and match. So the game does give you all this variety within a small box, so enough plays can be had based upon the price point that the game is offering. So in my opinion, this is a lovely game, especially if you have boys in your family who are interested in car racing, or slightly elder ones who are interested in Fast and Furious movies. They are popcorn flick, and this is a popcorn game with a little bit of brain burn built into it. If you're interested in that, then this is going to be a really interesting game for them to play. It has some dice rolls, it has some unpredictability, but then you have some control of what you are going to do on your turn and how do you pull it off. Not all the missions are easy. You're going to sometimes lose, you're going to sometimes win, which is always a great balance that you need to have in co-op games. Not winning always is always good. So in my opinion, I think this is a really lovely game and not given as much respect as it deserves. Maybe the Fast and Furious name doesn't attract many people who are in the board game hobby, but I think it's worth it. So that's my opinion. And if you found this interesting or useful information for you, I hope this makes up your mind whether this game is right for you or not. So that's Fast and Furious Highway Heist. That's it for me. Happy gaming.